What's going on, YouTube? Rylan Edwards here, checking back in. Just wanted to empty my thoughts out again onto this platform. Do a little check-in, see if anything I say can benefit any of you out there. So, big month last month, first month of 2025. And your boy was the top trainer at his gym. And it's kind of a cool time to do that, because February will mark 1 year of me working at this gym. And first month, January 2025, I was the top personal trainer at my gym with like 86 sessions in the month. So that's a win. Also, longest I've ever held down a job, right? For some of you that know my story or don't, so up until I got sober back in 2022, sober in 2022, I was just your average, run-of-the-mill, pothead, stoner dude, fucking bum, right? And then boy got sober and he got in sick shape, and I got my NASM certification. And I somehow, with no training experience, landed a job at this really nice gym near me. Been working there for the past month, finally hit like 10 grand in the savings and stuff like that. Before, it was like, never had any money. I was obviously buying a lot of weed, and I was really into cars, buying car parts, and just shit like that. So that's where we're at currently, man. So now it's February 4th, going in to the second month of 2025. And I'm feeling pretty good, I will say, there's nothing to complain about. I've been going to church for about a month now, every Sunday. Been reading this book. This awesome book I'd recommend to everybody. I don't have it on me right now, but it's called Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. So it's a book on spirituality, and it's all these different passages throughout the book. So pretty much every morning after I drive to work, I normally train somebody first. Like, I have a 5:30 a.m. client, but after that, man, I read a passage from that book, and it just helps. It helps center you in your essence. So yeah, I guess let's get on here and talk a little bit about my kind of let's talk about spirituality, right? So I'm getting really deep into it. And one of the things I've learned from this book is it talks about the Tao, and you might ask, what is the Tao? So the Tao is pretty much everything that is untouched by man and just natural. And you have the Tao in you. Like, they're your essence, whatever. Yeah, we have our physical bodies. Whatever is non-physical about you is the Tao, essentially. And one of these sayings about the Tao I like is, the Tao does nothing but leaves nothing undone. And I heard that, and I was like, it just sounds so cliche in a way. It's like, how can it do nothing but leave nothing undone, So do with that, I wish I could break that down a little more, but just think about that a little bit. What I've learned from it is try to kind of go through life and flow through life. You don't need to try to force your way into things. You don't need to it really talks about not trying to dominate people or situations. It talks about also, a big thing is, don't try to control other people. Don't try to tell people what to do. It talks about the best leaders, they let the people they lead figure it out on their own. So, and it reminds me of when I was younger. My mom used to have a thing on our fridge, and it said, the universe something like this. I might not be getting it 100% correct, but the universe transpires exactly as it should. And I always believe that. I always believe, like, say you've made mistakes in the past, you've just done things you're not proud of, we all have. But at the end of the day, you can't question whether the universe is unfolding exactly as our higher power, God, wants it to. Because it is. At the end of the day, everything is happening according to some greater force that you're not in control of. So that's something to sit with. One of my clients that I train named Ben, really awesome guy, he told me something that he's pretty into spirituality too, and we were talking a little bit. He said, don't be like a bird in a cage with the door open. So what does that mean? You got a bird, it's in a cage, and the door's open. It can fly out anytime it wants, but it doesn't. It's comfortable in there. It's comfortable in the cage. And I was thinking, like, man, I kind of feel like a bird in a cage with the door open sometimes, you know? It's like, you know, God wants us all to live in the moment and be present. And in this day and age, and in any age, it's kind of, at least any age that you're very conscious about so many different factors, you know. Social status, relationships, financial stuff, like there's so many things going on. It's hard to just be where you are now and just enjoy where you are now and just exist, you know. It's tough, but I really like what Ben said. He said, don't be like a bird in a cage with the door open. And I was like, man, I feel like I've been a bird in a cage with the door open for a while, man. And all that's stopping you from leaving that cage is the own little whatever that you've built around yourself. You know, maybe you tell yourself this, you tell yourself that. All the fear you have about what ifs, you know, it's keeping you in that cage. So I liked what Ben said about that when Ben told me that quote. Another thing, guys, I've been doing lately, I'm talking last few days, this is brand new, you know. What I've been doing is like turning off all technology before I go to bed. Like maybe an hour, a couple hours before, just shutting everything down and I got a lot of books. I've been kind of getting into this one, world history. Talks about crazy shit, dude. I was reading about the Crusades the other day. Like, how crazy is that to think about, the Crusades? So like, now I'm not a historian, forgive me. I'm probably not gonna recount this the best there is, but when it comes down to, let's take all the bulk of the story down to like what I can say. Okay. So the Holy Land is, I'm not even gonna go farther back. So pretty much these dudes hear about Christianity not being, you know, done or practiced in one of the Holy Lands. So guys, random guys our age are like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get on a bunch of boats. We're gonna go over there. We're gonna spread the message of Jesus Christ and God, and we're gonna do that. Like, think about, there was a day and age where guys did that, you know? Like, it's so crazy to think about. Like, yeah, all right, let's get on these boats. We're gonna sail that way. We're gonna get off and we're gonna battle in the name of the Lord. Like, how crazy is that? You know, just to spread a message, just to stand on something. I feel like we a lot of people lack that in today's age. I'm not saying I don't lack it, you know, like it's like standing for stuff, you know, having firm beliefs in causes, you know, like that's all this, like something in those dudes' heads back in that time was like, this is worth doing this for, you know, like it's just crazy to think about the world, you know. I feel like sometimes we forget how just fascinating life's been over the years and where we're at now, and we're in a really cool time now too, you know. But I think it's sometimes good to tap into kind of more of like a primal side of ourselves, or maybe like just our essence in a way, and just be like, what do I want to fulfill? What do I want to do, you know? So yeah, got a little sidetracked there, but pretty much last couple hours of the night I've been shutting off technology, reading my books, journaling a little bit, You know, I'm writing down kind of some habits and stuff that would 100% make me better if I were to fix. You know, like everyone talks about self-improvement, this and that. Like when it comes down to it, it's good to take a pen and paper and write down. Well, I read this book, Atomic Habits, and it said write down your daily routine and put a plus next to the positive stuff, a minus next to the negative stuff, and equal next to the normal stuff. You know, like maybe like eat food, you do this, it's just neutral, like that's neutral. But positive next to the plus might be you work out, boom, that's a positive. Minus might be 2 hours just scrolling on Instagram, that's a minus. Maybe you smoke cigarettes, smoke a cigarette at that time. I used to smoke cigarettes, that's a minus. So then it's like you can look at your it's like an audit. You're auditing yourself. You can look at what you're doing, and you can make a list. Like if I were to eliminate this from my character, I'd be a better person. So yeah, that's one thing I did last night. But something about no technology before you go to bed, especially. Like I used to, like I say used to. This is like freaking a few days in. Let's see if I can stick to this. But I used to listen to all these podcasts before I go to bed. You know, a lot of just like, you know, I'd listen to stories about whatever wars or this and that. And I feel like it's really important to give your brain, especially that time before you go to bed, and you kind of, you know, you check out for a little bit, just time of serenity and quietness, and I think that's really good thing, just to let you kind of get a little clarity. Because at the end of the day, man, I feel like clarity is what a lot of us lack, and you know what a lot of us would benefit from, me included. Like I'm constantly overthinking things, thinking about future, thinking about the past. It's like, when do we have the time to just be present? So I've noticed a couple hours before bed, shutting off all technology, reading a book, walking around your freaking house, being bored, whatever. It's like, I haven't done this yet. Maybe pour a glass of tea, you know, you read. Stuff like that before bed is important, just to give you a little bit of clarity before you go to bed, and you get your brain subconsciously gets to process everything throughout the day. So yeah, I guess that's my little YouTube spiel for today. I hope you guys got something out of it. Every now and then I'll probably jump back on here and do a little check-in. Yeah. All right, guys, have a good one. It's raining where I'm at. I'm in the Bay Area, and we got a little storm going on, but I kind of like when the weather changes. It's not always sunny all the time. So yeah, I hope you guys have a blessed week, blessed life, and check back in soon.